Que viva Canadá y Cuba.
Well, there's no doubt Fidel Castro's recent resignation marked the end of an era in Cuba. And after a half a century, Cubans are left trying to figure out where their country goes from here. Some are genuinely excited about what the future holds for the island, but others are nostalgic, holding on to their past ideals. The National's video journalist Sasha Petrusik now with more on a curious time for Cuba.
It is a new day in Havana with a new leadership in Cuba. Yet the place seems strikingly the same. Kids go to school while their parents struggle to make ends meet. Tourists stroll along the seawall, the Malecon.
Que viva Canadá y Cuba.
Uno, dos.
And just like every morning, the seniors of Vedado meet in their local park for a workout. It happens all over Cuba. 70 and 80-year-olds exercising their muscles, exercising government policy that promotes, almost decrees, fitness.
If you can help yourself, you are helping the country, because you are not being una carga.
A burden.
Uno, cuatro.
The policy started under Fidel Castro continues under his brother Raúl, the recently confirmed president who's only slightly younger than the leader of this group, 82-year-old Caridad Alvarez.
And our president, it has a great interest in the health of the old age.
Do you think it helps that that he is also entering old age?
But he's strong.
And it's very important to have someone that think about old age.
For some, there is comfort in all this familiarity. Policies, music, and cars that have not changed much since the revolution half a century ago. Sure, there may have been some minor shifts. Many manufactured goods, like buses, now come from China, not Russia. Oil comes from Cuba's other new best friend, Venezuela. And this comes from Canada. Terry Fox has been adopted by the Cubans as if he were their own, especially disabled Cubans. We see in the image of Terry something legendary that we have to follow and imitate, she says. The run that bears his name, the 10th annual Terry Fox Run, was held here about a week ago. According to official numbers, it attracted some 3 million participants across the country. That's 1 in 4 Cubans. In the middle of it all, the vivas were for Fidel and Raúl. Clearly, for some Cubans, the dynasty continues. Things will remain as they are because our leader will always be Fidel Castro, this man says. Cuba actually feels like it's in a bit of a limbo. Raúl Castro has promised some changes. He's even invited suggestions at neighborhood meetings over the past few months. But most of these seem quite minor, quite technical. There's no grand idea to fix Cuba's broken economy or to negotiate an end to the crippling U.S. trade embargo. No sign of a new revolution. Signs from the old revolution remain, as many here wait. A few have decided not to wait, challenging Cuba's limits to free speech that have landed many critics in jail. Yoani Sanchez is a rare Cuban who dares criticize her government openly, mostly on the internet. She didn't want to meet close to her house, instead talking to me in a corner of a secluded Havana park.
creo que los cambios en Cuba tienen que venir, eso no está en discusión. Creo que hay un consenso general entre las personas que hay que hacer cambios, ¿no? El problema está en la velocidad. Si muy lentos, la frustración es enorme. Demasiado rápido, el caos social, ¿no?
Sanchez has a regular internet blog based on a computer server in Germany. Over the past months, she has written about daily life with her husband and son, openly questioning government policies, using her real name, and even posting her picture.
Yo soy una generación que nació a mediados de los años 70 y que debió ser el hombre nuevo en Cuba. En teoría, una generación que no conocía los males del capitalismo y que iba a vivir en un futuro de justicia, de igualdad y de posibilidades para todos, ¿no? ¿Y qué me encuentro ahora? ¿Qué veo ahora, ¿no? Desigualdades sociales, dualidad monetaria. Bien, las personas que trabajan en un empleo honesto no pueden con su salario comprar lo que necesitan para vivir. Y un discurso político cada vez más fosilizado, que no evoluciona, que ya no es revolucionario, sino inmovilista. Esas son las grandes frustraciones de mi generación.
But have you had any problems as a result of speaking out?
Bueno, en la sombra pasan muchas cosas, ¿no? Mis amigos no me visitan, no recibo correspondencia por correo, o sea, cosas que no tengo la prueba, ¿no? Pero que pasan, ¿no?
Still, there are plenty of challenges. The government here has always limited access to the internet. Today, there are only 2 cyber cafes open to Cubans. Under Fidel's gaze and government control, they have lineups at the door and high prices inside. A third access point was recently closed. If Cubans want to buy their own computers, underground dealers are their only choice at the moment. Technicians like this one who buy parts and put them together illegally, selling the machines through informal private networks. The government has promised to make more computers available legally, but so far, there is nowhere but the black market to buy them. If there is to be change here to the economy or to personal and political freedoms, it will come through here, Cuba's National Assembly. New deputies were chosen recently. They're the ones who elected Raul Castro as president. Deputy Miriam Janat Martin sits among them. She is head of the national children's group, the Young Pioneers. A former teacher with ties to Fidel and Raul Castro. She says neither man is afraid of change.
En un rebelde. Yo pienso en Raúl como en un eterno rebelde. Cuando yo pienso en Fidel, yo pienso en un eterno rebelde.
Martin says Cuba will not compromise its principles to end the U.S. embargo, nor will it abandon its socialist system. Still, she promises improvements.
Claro, pero sí, eso es lo que te estoy diciendo. O sea, se repensarán cosas, se crearán cosas nuevas, se cuestionarán cosas que no estén funcionando correctamente. Ese espíritu está, pero ese espíritu es un espíritu permanente al que nos ha convocado la revolución. O sea, eso ha sido un proceso dentro de la revolución de manera permanente. O sea, eso no es nuevo en Cuba.
For the record, Martin insists there is no political censorship, no restrictions on the internet beyond Cuba's technological limitations.
No, claro que no, claro que no. Por eso te decía un poco, o sea, nosotros no estamos hablando de que estemos contra la internet, aunque yo pudiera tener opiniones sobre la internet y sobre determinadas cuestiones que te estuve explicando.
Cubans have their own opinions about the future, too. Young Cubans who worry about getting a job or an apartment, older ones who don't want to see the country's prized healthcare system slip any more than it has over the past few years. On the Malecon, Cubans wait, the trumpeter sings.
Fui la ilusión de tu vida un día lejano ya. Hoy represento el pasado, no me hagas sufrir más. Si las cosas
I represent the past, he sings. Don't let me suffer anymore. The song is really about an old love long gone. But for some here, it might also be about hopes and promises of the revolution and uncertainty about the future. Sasha Petrusek, CBC News, Havana.